Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my channel for another Hot Toys Secret Base figure preview video. Before we get started, I want to say a massive thank you to Ryan Kirkwood for going out in person to snap these awesome high-res pictures. Show Ryan some love in the comments below because without him, this series literally wouldn't be possible. Now, if you're looking to pre-order your very own copy of the Scorched Xenomorph from Alien Romulus, I've popped a link to Pop Collectibles in the description, along with the discount code Justin's Collection, for 5% off your order if you decide to buy from them. As always, do your own research, make sure you're comfortable before buying. While you're in the description, why not hit that subscribe, bell notification icon, and join button, so you're notified as soon as a brand new, fingers crossed, Alien Romulus figure preview video goes live on the channel. We saw this at a couple of cons, but I never thought they were going to make this. I mean, they still, at the time of filming this video, haven't put up the pre-order yet for Jungle Hunter 2.0. Is that going to happen? Now that this has been announced, I'm a lot more hopeful. But this thing is an absolute beast. Unfortunately, there's one little thing that I have to rant about, but I'll save that for a little bit later because I really don't want to ruin the hype for this. There is so much to love about it. But there is one thing. Anyway, it's been years since we got a Xenomorph from them. The last one they had on pre-order, which I never ended up actually pre-ordering, was the Alien Warrior from Aliens. I have it now, but I had to pick it up on the aftermarket. So this is the first Alien I will have ever pre-ordered, and I couldn't be more excited to get this guy in. He's got these very long, spindly looking fingers with the nails on the end of them, but they will be PVC, so you don't have to worry about breakage or damage. I don't think they're wired though. They stopped doing that after Big Chap, because I picked up Big Chap, he had the wired hands, but the Alien Warrior didn't. They were all pre-posed like this. We get gripping ones, fingers splayed out hands, and fingers curled in slightly hands. I don't know how to describe these, they're alien hands. You're all going to think I'm crazy, but I need your help with this. So he comes with two dome pieces. This one, the uncracked, non-battle damaged front dome part, and a cracked one for the Scorched Xenomorph look. It's there in the picture, and you'll see it when we pan up to the actual figure. Maybe I need two. One to have unbattle damaged, and one to have clean. But maybe I don't. Let me know what you think down in the comments. This base we have seen before. It's the same footprint as their diamond bases. That under black base part is just a normal diamond base, combined with this metal grate flooring look top panel. It's rusty and dirty and grimy, with a bunch of alien goo and slimy bits and pieces on it. And a face hugger. Well, he's not part of the base. He's an accessory with bendy wires and whatnot, but I'm going to display the face hugger on the base. For those wondering what the base is reused from, Grogu. Life-size Grogu came with this base. A weird one perhaps to reuse with the Xenomorph, but you need a big footprint base to be able to accommodate such a massive creature. It also now has an LED light-up effect, so they've made it the Xenomorph's own. It's not just the Grogu base anymore. All of the slimy pieces, I'm wondering if you can remove them, but we'll have to wait and see on that. Oh, and you attach him to the base just with a regular old crotch grabber. It's a translucent pole with a normal crotch grabber on the inside of it. So the biggest upgrade with this Xenomorph over all of the previous Xenos, even the Alien Warrior, is that he's sculpted plastic. Very little rubber. Very little, but there's still some. We'll get there. Sculpted plastic body, visible joints. But the design lends itself to having visible joints, like that knee joint right there. That looks realistic, that looks believable, it looks like the practical Xenomorph that they produced for the film. You wouldn't even be able to tell that that's a visible ankle joint. There's natural seams, there's natural breaks in the sculpt work. where they can hide all of those joints. So it's solid plastic, visible joints, but you can't even really see them anyway unless you bend the joints past 90. Then you're going to be able to see the cutouts like that knee right there. But you can hide them. That's the most important thing. You can't see wrist pegs. You can't see visible double bend elbows or knees or anything like that, unless you push the joints to their max. So it's your choice, essentially, if you want those joints to be visible, or if you want to hide them and modify the pose that you have in mind ever so slightly. This is the perfect way to make the perfect organism in 1/6 scale. Now it opens up a whole Pandora's box of possibilities for xenomorphs in the future. A Big Chap 2.0, yes please. An Alien Warrior 3 or 4.0, they made a few of them, but yeah, I'd be in on that. But most importantly, for me, Dog Alien 2.0. I almost pulled the trigger on the original, but I didn't, because he degrades as soon as you take him out of the box. That rubber is nasty as. This guy still looks nasty as, with the gross, slimy, biomechanical tubing and greeblies and bits and pieces on the skin and the bones, like the rib cage area right there. But he's not going to degrade simply by standing in your collection. Even my big chap, he was brand new sealed and he was already starting to degrade right out of the box. But I reckon the reason why we haven't seen xenomorphs at a pretty steady pace from them over the years is because doing it like this is insanely expensive, man. Brand new molds every single time, new tooling, new milling for the steel molds and whatnot. It would cost a mint to produce xenomorph after xenomorph after xenomorph at this scale, at this quality level, with this amount of detail as part of the sculpt. You can't just reuse a scorched xenomorph and repaint it to be Big Chap or Dog Alien, for example. You need to genuinely just do the work and make a new sculpt each and every single time. Will they do that? If he sells, potentially. If he doesn't, the lesson they will learn from that, instead of thinking, oh, well, the movie, we haven't seen Alien in a while and people need some time to get back into the swing of things, maybe next time they'll pre-order an Alien, or from a more iconic movie like Aliens or the original Alien film. No, they won't see it that way. They'll see it as, oh, well, people don't want xenomorphs, no matter which film they're from, in this scale, from us, ever again. They always take the wrong lessons from things like this. But enough about that, let's go back to the actual xenomorph itself. The fingers, these are the curled, crunching finger hands. They're equally as well detailed as the rest of them, with the spiky fingernails. But look at the paint applications. The glossiness to the skin, the purple vein work on the side of the neck there, the shading for the tubes and ribbing in the hoses. There are some blue spots here and there. There's some speckling of silver in the mix, and some copper-coloured sections. I'm not sure how they've done the elbow joints, but you saw there at the shoulder, it's just their usual style of exposed joint. It's a single hinge that you can move up and down. The tail is wired. And no, this is not the rubber that I was talking about, but now that I think about it, yes, this is going to be made out of a softer PVC-ish or vinyl-style material, just so that you can flex it and you can bend it. I've never had any issues with the tails on my previous xenomorphs. The Alien Warrior was made of a thicker, sturdier vinyl material, and that has held up remarkably well. I do currently have his tail bent. And this very likely is going to be made out of the same stuff. The knife on the end of the tail looks particularly sharp on this. So they've got him displayed with the cracked front dome piece. It's more translucent than Big Chap's was. That fogginess that we had with Big Chap is not present here, which is movie accurate. They didn't have the fogginess. They seem to have resolved that issue with the practical xenomorphs on set. There's a waviness almost to the sculpt work of the dome, but you can see the skull inside of it. The seam is well hidden for the swap out front dome. in the bumps and ridges for that sculpt work, but I mean, you can see it's right there, up front. They've done their best to disguise it in normal lighting. It's going to blend right in with the sculpt work. This is why I kind of want two of them. That cracked dome is too cool not to display. But I also don't only want to have a wounded alien in the collection. I also want a perfect version of the perfect organism without having any battle damage. This is what I wanted to rant about. You can see a seam along the lip or mouth area. Initially, when we first saw the prototype, a lot of people speculated that they've done away with the stretchy mandibles, the sinewy bits of flesh on the side of the mouth, so you could leave the xenomorph's mouth open all the time, exposing the inner jaw. That's what I was hoping for. That's what we were all hoping for collectively. It just made sense to do it that way. However, they didn't mention that. They said a new inner jaw mechanism, but they haven't disclosed if it's going to be a switch-out mouthpiece, or if they're using silicone or some other kind of rubbery, stretchy material to facilitate this. If you are using any kind of soft material that is going to be stretched, how could you make the same exact mistake that you made for years and years and years? It's so disrespectful, it's a kick in the teeth for collectors, and it makes us look stupid for buying these things over and over again, knowing full well that those mandibles are going to snap eventually. Do better. If NECA can do it, if pretty much every single other company making aliens can do it, you can do it too, Hot Toys. For crying out loud, you've made more detailed, intricate stuff than this in the past, so swap out pieces are the way to go. Don't even play. We don't want rubber, we don't want silicone. Make your figures durable. The reason why I don't think it's a swap out piece is because you can see the hands. You can see the swap out dome part laid out in front of him. But what you can't see is a swap out mouth part. So that's what leads me to believe that they're still going with rubber or silicone or some kind of soft material. Okay, rant over. I'm still really freaking excited for this. It's been a long time coming, a new xenomorph from them, new updated technologies, just get rid of the rubber please. And fingers crossed this is the first of many alien figures yet to come. A new Ripley, Rain from Alien Romulus, Andy even, but maybe not the offspring. We'll just have to wait and see on that, maybe I'll warm up to it. So, at the end of this, is it a cop or no? Oh, it's a cop, all day long. I'm probably going to end up with two of these. Now, I'm going to pre-order mine from Pop Collectibles. As always, do your own research, make sure you're comfortable before buying. I've popped a link to their site in the description, along with the discount code Justin's Collection, for 5% off your order if you decide to buy from them. While you're down there, why not hit that subscribe, bell notification icon, and join button, if you like the sound of seeing your name in the end credits of my reviews. Like, comment, and subscribe. We'll catch you in the next video.